Hello everyone, welcome to Crochet Chronicles. I am Aishwarya and this is episode 8 of Crochet for Absolute Beginners. If you've ever struggled with making a magic ring in crochet, then trust me, you're not alone. It can feel very tricky at first. But don't worry, today I'm going to share with you an easy alternative method which you can use to make your circular projects even if you don't know how to make a magic ring. You can use this method to make any circular project or any project that grows in the round. You can use it to make coasters, potly pouches, or even the centers of flowers like this one. For today's tutorial, I will be using weight for acrylic yarn. This is Ganga Desire and a 4.5 mm crochet hook. So let's get started. It is an easy method which just involves 2 steps. The name of this method is the chain 2 method, and you have to do exactly what the name of the method is. So let's start. Step 1. Slip knot. For a slip knot, place your yarn on top of your 2 fingers like this. Make sure that a substantial length of the yarn is below your 2 fingers. Now take your yarn and wrap it around your 2 fingers like this. And bring it forward to form a cross like this. You can hold it in place with the help of your thumb. Now remove your 2 fingers from within like this. And you have a loop. You are still holding it in place with the help of your finger and your thumb. Now this loop has 2 parts. This is the shorter or free end and this yarn is your working yarn because it is connected to your skein or your yarn ball. In the next step, we will be pulling this yarn, that is the working yarn. So now take your finger and your thumb, insert it into this loop and pull the working yarn like this. And your slip knot is ready. So this is the slip knot which we have just created. This is our 4.5 mm crochet hook. Now let's attach our yarn and hook together. For that we will take a hook and insert it into this loop or into this hole like this, and we will pull both this shorter end, that is the free end, and our working yarn like this. And with this, our yarn has been attached to our hook. With this, our step 1 is complete. That is, we have made our slip knot and we have attached our yarn and hook together. Step 2 is chain 2. That is, we have to make a total of 2 crochet chain. So let's start. For a crochet chain, you can hold this shorter or free end of your slip knot in place with the help of your finger and your thumb like this. And now place your hook parallel to your working yarn like this. Now once you have placed it parallel to your working yarn, then place it over the yarn, then under the yarn, and now use your hook, turn it like this and pull it through this loop that is already on your hook like this. And with this we have created our first crochet chain. We need to make one more. For our second crochet chain, we will repeat what we have just done. So, parallel, over, under, and turn your hook and pull like this. And with this, we have our 2 crochet chains ready. And that's all that is to this method. Now we can make our circular project, and I will tell you how do we do that. While making these chains, make sure that they are not very tight. Now let me explain that how will this chain 2 act as an alternative to a magic circle, or how will it help us to create circular projects, because as we know this chain is, if you can say, a straight line. So how can we use this chain to make a circular object? Now if you have tried a magic ring before, or if you have seen a tutorial, then you would know that we work around this loop or this hole to create a circular object. Now this ring is circular, so it gives us a circular project because we work the stitches around this loop or this hole. So now let me tell you that how will we be using this chain 2 to make a circular object. Now these are the two chains which we have just created. And as I have shared before in my previous videos, these chains form a V. So if you can see, this is V1 and this is V2. Now to make our circular project, we will be inserting a hook in the second chain from the hook. Now what does this mean? This is our hook, our crochet hook. This is our first chain from the hook, that is this first V. And this is our second chain from the hook, this one. We will be working in this second chain from the hook to make our stitches. So this second chain from the hook, this one, will be acting as a magic circle. We can also see that this second chain from the hook, that is this one, is an alternative to this hole around which we usually work our stitches for a magic circle. Now as I have mentioned, we will be working in the second chain from the hook. So I repeat, this is the hook, this V, the first V. I repeat, we do not count this loop as any chain, we will count this first V. This is the first chain from the hook and this is the second chain from the hook. We will be working our stitches in this second chain from the hook. And where will we be inserting a hook? We will be inserting a hook into the back loop, that is over here. Now what is the back loop? As I said, the crochet chain forms a V. The front loop is the loop that is towards us, that is this one. And the back loop is the loop that is away from us, that is this one. Let me show it to you again, this one. So we will be inserting our hook in the second chain, that is this one, in the second chain from the hook and in the back loop of that second chain from the hook. Now let's try making a small circle together with this method. For example, we will try making this part. So for example, you want to make a circle with 12 double crochet. So let's try making a small circle of 12 double crochet using this method. As I mentioned that we will be inserting all our stitches in this second chain from the hook and in the back loop of this chain. I have a detailed tutorial on how to make a double crochet in my series for absolute beginners. Please check it out. As I mentioned before, make sure that your chain is not very tight, otherwise it will be difficult to insert your hook. And if you feel that your loop that is on your hook is also very tight, then you can just loosen a little bit by pulling your hook outwards like this, outwards. So yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain from the hook, into the back loop, pull up a loop, pull it up a little bit high like this. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops and yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops. With this we have created our first double crochet. Now we have to repeat these steps 11 more times to create a circle of 12 double crochet. You can use the same method even if you want to create, for example, a circle of single crochet or a circle using half double crochet. The steps will remain the same. For example, I am making a double crochet right now, but if you want to make single crochet in this second chain from the hook, you can make a single crochet also or a half double crochet also. Let's continue. Yarn over, insert your hook into this second chain from the hook, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. Again, yarn over, that is place your hook over the yarn, then under the yarn, then insert into the second chain from the hook like this, pull up a loop, that is place your hook under the yarn and pull up a loop bit high. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, that is place your hook over the yarn, then under the yarn and pull through the first 2 loops, and yarn over, that is place your hook over the yarn, then under the yarn and pull through the remaining 2 loops. We have now created 3 double crochets in this second chain from the hook. Now we have to continue making this till we have made a total of 12 double crochet. This is the hole in which we are working. So yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. Now we have to continue making our double crochet stitches in this hole till we have a total of 12 double crochet. When we are working in a circular project which is growing outwards, then we see that we are working in the round. So now I will meet you when I'm nearing the end of this round. While working, if the yarn tail from your slip knot is troubling you, then you can just push it aside, or you can hold it in place with the help of your fingers and keep it aside so that it doesn't trouble you while working. Completed my 12 double crochet, and to close this round or to close this circle and make it into a perfect circle, I will slip stitch into this first double crochet of the round under the V of this first double crochet. This is the V, and now I will insert my hook under the V like this, and I will place my hook under the yarn and pull up a loop and pull this loop through the loop that is already on my hook. And with this, our circle using the chain 2 method is ready. If you feel that your circle is a bit curled up, then you can flatten it with your fingers like this, and you can also place some weight on it to flatten it. Now, depending on your project, you can add more rounds to this circle to increase the size of the circle, or chain 1 and fasten off. Chain 1, leave a little bit of a tail and cut. And now take your hook and push it outwards. And this will create a knot. Give it a tug like this, tighten it, and your work is secure. Let me show it to you on a more bulky yarn as well. So step 1, slip knot. This loop has 2 parts, this shorter loose end and this part which is connected to our yarn ball or our skein. In the next step, we will be pulling this working yarn, that is the yarn that is connected to our skein. So we will take our fingers, insert it into this loop and pull our working yarn like this. This will give us our slip knot, and now we will attach our yarn and our hook together. And now we will chain 2 parallel, over, under, pull. Parallel, over, under, pull. This is our hook. This is our first chain from the hook, that is the first V, and this is the second chain from the hook, that is the second V. We will be inserting our stitches in the second chain from the hook and into the back loop, that is the loop that is away from us. that is this one. So we will be inserting our hook like this into the back loop. I repeat, the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, this one, and into the back loop. So this is our chain 2 and this is our magic ring. Now in a magic ring we insert our stitches into the magic ring, that is around this hole over here. So basically we need another hole to insert our stitches. In the chain 2 method, this second chain from the hook provides us with this hole. So like this, as I always say, our chains form a V. But if you take a needle or your hook and you poke it in between like this, then you will see that there is space in between or a hole in between. This second chain from the hook and the space that is in between will perform then the same function as this magic ring or this hole or this loop does. That is, we will be inserting a hook into this space over here into the back loop and work our stitches around this second chain from the hook. Let me show you as an example of how to insert stitches into the second chain from the hook. That is this one. I repeat, this is the first chain from the hook, this is the second chain from the hook, and we will be inserting a hook into the back loop. So, yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop, pull up a loop, pull it up a little bit high. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. You can see this hole over here. This is where we are inserting our stitches. This is a hole of the chain 2. So let me insert one more stitch into this second chain from the hook. Yarn over, insert into this hole of the chain like this, or the space of this chain, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. So now we have created another double crochet in this chain. You can see this hole. I'll show it to you again. This is where we are inserting our hook and making our stitches. One more, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop. You now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. And now you can insert more stitches in this second chain from the hook. When you are making your stitches in this second chain from the hook, then it is possible that you may feel at some point that your chain has become too tight or it has no space left to insert your hook and make a stitch. Then what you can do is take this free end or this loose end which was associated with your slip knot and pull it outwards like this. And this will help you spot the space or the hole where you need to insert your hook to make your stitches like this. So you can stretch it like this, then insert your hook, pull up a loop and make your stitch. Similarly, you can make single crochet stitches also in this second chain from the hook into the back loop. If you want, you can make single crochet. You can also make half double crochet. Let me give you an example of single crochet. So for a single crochet, insert your hook into the back loop of the second chain from the hook. Pull up a loop. You now have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through both the loops. One more, let's try one more. Insert, you can see the hole. Pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both the loops. Make sure that when you're making the 2 chains, You don't make them very tight, otherwise it will be difficult for you while making the stitches. So again, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through both the loops. And now you can continue making stitches and that will give you a circle. So this is a circle which I have made using single crochet and we have used the chain 2 method to start it. I hope this chain 2 method helps you start your circular projects, and I will be sharing one more method very soon on how to start circular projects or projects that grow in the round. At the same time, I would also like to motivate you to give the magic circle another chance or give it a try if you haven't already. Please check out episode 4 of my series for absolute beginners for a slow and detailed tutorial on a magic ring if you want to give it another try. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and please let me know in the comments what topic would you like to see next in this series for absolute beginners, or if you have any other crochet related queries, then please let me know in the comments down below. I would be happy to address them. Till then, happy crocheting! See you soon! Bye!